Lasse, do you want to one of them.
We're so grateful to have the filmmakers in-house, and I'm totally excited to be able to conduct this Q&A because these films are really utterly riveting for me. I'm in love with them, so thank you for coming and bringing them, Lasse and Zafire. Yeah.
Great to have you.
So I'm just going to pose a couple of questions to sort of get us thinking and moving, and then we'll just take questions from you all. So I'm going to pose two questions, and my hope by posing them together is that they can kind of overlap at some points and find each other. One is sort of structural, and one is a little bit more theoretic. The conceptual, theoretical question has to do with some stuff that we talked about a little bit earlier. I'm really fascinated when a film can successfully kind of form an integrative trine between the notions of sex and rebirth and death. And I think that especially within the history of queer cinema, that trine has a really rich historical place. And where we take it now is free for us to decide. And I'm really interested in the way you all kind of harnessed the notion of using this trine between these three concepts to convey a sort of sense of mystical transcendence or an erotic transcendence or some type of connectivity with the divine. And I'm wondering if you can talk a little bit about conceptually for you what that looks like to kind of call in a queer divinity through that kind of tetrad of ideas. So that's the kind of conceptual question. And the structural question is just if you could speak a little bit about how the collaborative performances were developed and executed.
Okay.
Great question. You want to start?
Not to say you ought to.
No, but okay. I like to use sex in this way because I think it has a transformative power. It can have a power that really holds you down, and you can feel like, I don't know. For me, like my experience of straight sex is that it's sort of it can be playful, but you can you can't take away the roles afterwards. It's like, no, you are that thing, and I am this thing, and it's like, no, but we're like two people or more, and we are comrades also, and we are alike.
Or performativity that is
inherent.
inherent.
And I think with queer sex, it's more of like you can have a lot of different roles, and then that can be like really liberating, and you can do some pretty like scary stuff and funny stuff, and then you can always like take the costumes off, and then you are like, yeah, you are my sister also, or like my comrade, or my father, or my okay, not my father, but you know, or you can have that sort of role play, and then you can still be like equals in the, yeah, you know what I mean? Like this is how I experience queer sex. And then to use that like power, I think it's like an energy to like that has to do with gender and to like do stuff with yourself and with each other. That we do stuff with each other and we can liberate each other also in this way. And then I thought about this with divinity, that sometimes like with trans. To be trans and queer, for me, it's like it's easy. It's sometimes that we think that we are less, and actually we're like goddesses and gods. That's you know, that we're like super cool, and then we try to present like, no, but we're exactly like you cis people, like, but actually we're like this goddess up here, and then we try like to conform in this like really, really narrow space when we're actually like up in the clouds. And that has something to do with it, and down in the earth and everywhere.